Some teams had heroes. The Raiders had hitmen, and they made every Sunday a battlefield. Number 1, Jack Tatum. Born in Ohio, Tatum wasn't supposed to be a football legend. But at Ohio State, his hard-hitting style made coaches take notice. Then came the Raiders, the perfect team for his attitude. He wasn't the biggest guy, but every hit he delivered sent a message: don't come across the middle. In the 1970s, Tatum turned fear into an art form. His hits were so brutal that even the NFL changed rules because of him. He was the heart of the Raiders' defense, cold, fearless, and built for chaos. His most infamous moment came in 1978, when a collision left Patriots receiver Darryl Stingley paralyzed, a moment that changed how the league viewed violence forever. Jack Tatum never apologized. He simply said, "That's the way football was meant to be played." Number 2, George Atkinson. Before there were rules, there was George Atkinson, the man who turned defense into pure intimidation. Opponents feared his name long before they saw his number. Atkinson joined the Raiders in the late 1960s, an undrafted player with everything to prove. He wasn't supposed to be a star, but his hits changed that fast. Fast, mean, and unpredictable, he hit like lightning and left wreckage behind. In 1976, his violent collision with Steelers receiver Lynn Swann became one of the most talked about hits in NFL history, so controversial it started a feud between the Raiders and Steelers that lasted for years. George Atkinson wasn't just a safety, he was a statement. Number 3, Lyle Alzado. Born in New York, Alzado came from nothing. Drafted by the Broncos, he fought his way up through pure rage and work ethic. But when he joined the Raiders in 1982, that rage found its home. He was famous for ripping off helmets, screaming at quarterbacks, and hitting like a wrecking ball. Teammates said he played like a man possessed, opponents said he was terrifying. Off the field, Alzado admitted to using steroids, one of the first NFL players to speak openly about it. His honesty shocked the world, but his legacy remains, the man who brought real fear to the silver and black. Number 4, Howie Long. Drafted in 1981, Long quickly became the face of the Raiders' defense. Strong, fast, and dangerously smart, he could read a play before it even started. He played every snap like it was war, using perfect technique mixed with pure aggression. Teammates said he didn't need motivation, the game itself was his fuel. He helped the Raiders win Super Bowl 18, where his dominance made quarterbacks panic before the snap. After football, he became a TV star, but fans never forgot his fire. Howie Long proved that brains and brutality could live in the same uniform, the perfect Raider. Number 5, Ben Davidson. A giant with a handlebar mustache and eyes that said, "Don't test me." Standing 6 feet 8 inches, Davidson looked more like a movie villain than a football player. He joined the Raiders in the 1960s and became the face of their bad boy image. His hits were brutal, his attitude worse, and he loved every second of it. He played defensive end with no fear, taunting quarterbacks and punishing anyone who got close. The NFL even changed rules after one of his late hits, that's how dangerous he was. After football, he acted in Hollywood movies like Conan the Barbarian, but fans still remember him as the man who gave the Raiders their mean streak. Number 6, Phil Villapiano. He wasn't the biggest or the fastest. But when Phil Villapiano hit you, you felt it for a week. Drafted in 1971, Phil came in as an underdog linebacker with pure hustle and attitude. He played like every snap was personal, chasing down running backs, smashing blockers, and never backing off. Teammates called him the emotional engine of the Raiders. He turned energy into violence, and violence into victory. His highlight came in Super Bowl 11, where his hit set the tone for the Raiders' domination of the Vikings. Off the field, Phil became one of the loudest voices defending the Raiders' legacy, even decades later. He wasn't just a linebacker, he was the spirit of the silver and black. Number 7, Greg Townsend. Drafted in 1983, Townsend wasn't an instant star. But year after year, he turned consistency into dominance. With explosive speed and perfect timing, he hunted down quarterbacks like a machine. By the time he was done, he became the Raiders' all-time leader in sacks, over 100 career takedowns. He played with legends like Howie Long and Lyle Alzado, but still made his own name in the chaos. He wasn't flashy, just deadly efficient. Even decades later, no Raider has broken his sack record. Greg Townsend proved that real killers don't need noise, just results. Number 8 Chester McLaughlin. Drafted in the first round in 1992, McLaughlin was built different, 6 feet 3 inches, 330 pounds of raw power. He combined size, speed, and anger like no one else. In his first few seasons, he wrecked offenses, earning 4 Pro Bowl selections and fear from every quarterback. He wasn't just stopping plays, he was ending drives before they began. Inside the trenches, he controlled everything: strength, space, and momentum. Off the field, McLaughlin mentored young players, showing that even the scariest man on defense could have a calm heart. Number 9 Lester Hayes. He didn't chase the ball chased him. Drafted in 1977, Hayes turned defense into art. His secret weapon, a glue-like substance called stickum, he covered his hands, arms, even his jersey with it. Receivers said it was impossible to beat him. Once the ball touched him, it stayed there. In 1980, he had 13 interceptions, leading the Raiders to a Super Bowl win and earning NFL Defensive Player of the Year. His crouched stance and intense stare became part of Raiders folklore. After Hayes, the NFL banned stickum forever, calling it the Lester Hayes rule. He didn't just play defense, he forced the league to rewrite it. Number 10 Jeff Barnes. Joining the Raiders in 1977, Barnes quickly made a name as one of the hardest-hitting linebackers on the roster. He became a special teams assassin, fast, fearless, and completely out of control in the best way. Every kickoff was a hunt, and Barnes always found his target. He didn't care about highlights or headlines, only impact. He brought energy, violence, and heart to a team already known for both. With 2 Super Bowl rings and a legacy of pure toughness, Jeff Barnes proved that even the quietest Raider could hit the loudest. He wasn't just part of the team, he was the sound of the impact. They weren't just players. They were warriors dressed in silver and black, men who played with no mercy and no fear. From Jack Tatum's cold precision, to Lyle Alzado's rage, to Howie Long's power, every hit told the same story: this is Raider football. They turned pain into pride, and chaos into legacy. Every broken helmet, every scream, every victory, it all built the legend that still echoes in the desert. Because the Raiders never played for applause. They played for dominance. And long after the crowd goes silent, their hits still roar in NFL history.